Hey everybody, it's your captain here. Another video on my thoughts on a few subjects. Just a couple subjects, two subjects to narrow it down. First, the subject that kind of upsets me in its own weird way. So last week, I finally saw Justice League, the Warner Brothers live action Justice League, for the very first time. I had avoided, and I don't want to say avoided, because I kind of wanted to see it, but I wasn't as hyped as you would think for it, because, well, I watched Man of Steel. I was kind of meh. I watched BvS, and I was still kind of meh. The only one that I've seen so far that I truly enjoyed was Wonder Woman, up to this point. And let me state that I did not hate Justice League. It is not a flat out terrible movie. The biggest sin Justice League commits is that it's kind of just meh. It's pretty forgettable of a movie. Nothing about it really stands out except for Superman's terrible CGI'd mouth. And that, oh god, that was so terrible. Like, Warner Brothers, what the hell? Let Superman have a beard. Would that really be so horrible? Or a mustache, or whatever. Not that monstrosity that we got. Oh. Bah. Excuse me. But, not the point. The movie itself is not a review of Justice League. The movie itself is just kind of throwaway. Batman went down in quality. Wonder Woman, while not bad, did not stand out the way she did in either BvS or in her own movie. She was good, but not like, oh hey, Wonder Woman. She was one of the better parts of the movie. But the standout performances I would definitely have to give to Flash and Aquaman, Jason Momoa, and I forgot the other guy's name, the guy who plays Flash. But he's not quite the TV Flash, which I never understood. Like, you had a perfectly good Flash right there that people love. Why not just pick him up and put him over here? Ezra Miller, that's the guy's name. Sorry, had to get that out there. Ezra Miller played the Flash in Justice League. And he wasn't bad. Not at all. He was not a bad Flash. Just, you know, I've officially seen better at the CW. But my roundabout point that I'm getting to here is the fact that Justice League was mostly meh in its own weird way, and I'm sure other people have come forward to say this. Batman v Superman was better. Like, alright, it wasn't a better crafted movie, but there's just something about the passion behind Batman v Superman. Like, when those people were making that movie, you can kind of just feel that they truly believed in that movie and that they were committed to what that movie was going to be 100%. Like, everybody was on board for what BvS was going to be. And then it released, and it was not what people were expecting it to be. I was not expecting it to be what it was. And it was not a quote-unquote good movie. It has its moments that kind of stand out, but for the most part, it's not a very well-crafted movie. Even the extended edition, which I do think does add a few elements to it, but it doesn't entirely fix the movie. It's not a well-made movie. The plot is all over the place, motivations don't make any sense, whatever. Justice League is a lot more straightforward in, hey, big bad guy coming to Earth, gonna destroy the Earth. Let's all team up so we can take him down because he's too powerful for any one of us by ourselves, except for Superman, apparently. Superman just comes in and wrecks his ass. There was this Steppenwolf, whatever. But there was no heart behind anything in Justice League. Like, I didn't think any of the actors really was like all that hyped to be even be in the movie, let alone, you know, do a good job with it. That's part of the problem when you're not like, yeah, I love this shit. And that's like, I hate doing it, but that's one of the few things that Marvel's actors get right, is they are all happy and proud to be in their movies, and they are always hyping them up. Like, they're always like, yeah, man, I loved it, had so much fun, you should go out and see this again. There is nobody, like, the only person that's still some kind of champion for the DC universe has been Henry Cavill, which is, while his portrayals have been poorly written outside of the Justice League portrayal, and even then, that was brought down because of the crappy CGI, his portrayals of Superman have been kind of meh. Like, he's doing his best with what he's given, and, I can't fault him for that. But he's given shit, and he's doing the best he can with shit. But yeah, just BvS, like, even you can tell just with Ben Affleck. Okay, Ben Affleck and BvS, he is committed. He is 100% there. He is all in to play Batman, even if it is this weird version of Batman, he is there for that. In Justice League, it doesn't feel the same. Like, he kind of just let himself go. He's suddenly funny with certain things, and I don't even know what they were trying to go for. So, I don't know anymore with the DC universe. Like, it's just, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing here? Get your shit together. Get your house in order. Alright? Bringing in other directors, and granted, okay, that was a tragedy that happened to Zack Snyder's family, and it was very nice of Joss Whedon to come in and do what he could do to help with the movie, but too many hands in the pot, not enough of whatever, like, fuck. Just one single vision. That's what we need. Zack Snyder may not have the best vision for it, but at least it was one vision, and he has a vision that he wants to set out and do. Whatever. But yeah, that's my point. BvS, more passion behind it, so therefore slightly more entertaining than Justice League on that alone. What are you gonna do? Now, the other subject that I am infinitely more excited about, because it is something that I've been wanting to hear for a while. Toho Studios has announced that after 2020 they will be doing their own, or is it starting 2020? I'd have to get the article out, and I'm not doing that. But around 2020, they're going to be starting their own Godzilla Cinematic Universe. Like, why did it take them so long to do this? Even though, in a way, maybe not so much in the Showa era, like, those were still kind of connected in a way. But the Heisei was much more, like, connected, but loosely. But there were references to the other Godzilla movies in those movies. So I guess, it can kind of say. But in the Millennium, other than the Kiryu sequels or movies, there's nothing. But now they're saying that they're going to do a Godzilla Cinematic Universe where they're going to do a Godzilla movie almost every year, and they're going to do spin-off movies with King Ghidorah and Mothra and Mechagodzilla and all those characters. And I don't want them to overextend themselves because I want quality movies, but at the same time, I am ridiculously hyped for this because I am a huge Godzilla fan and the kaiju genre in general. And this is it's just good news to me because there's just so much lore and whatnot that they have built up over the years in the Godzilla universe that they could use to make a integrated universe, a GCU, if you so choose to call it, with the black hole aliens and the X aliens and the people living under the ocean, who I don't want to call them Atlanteans, but the ones who were in charge of Megalon. Fuck, I don't remember, but I don't care because there's those people, and then just all the different kaiju in general. You know, Mothra has deserved another spin-off movie since her little trilogy that she got in the mid 90s, late 90s, I want to say, that was mostly geared towards kids, but whatever. And I've always thought the concept of a King Ghidorah film would be great. You set it in space in like another galaxy and show him conquering uh, another galaxy or just destroying planets and stuff like that, and come up with some original kaiju. Or you know what? There's plenty of freaking space kaiju that are in the Godzilla lore that you could have just happen to have out there. Like you could have a Hedorah out in space somewhere because he's from space. You could have the the cockroach aliens with their prototype Gigan or something, or the black hole aliens with their freaking prototype Mechagodzillas. You know, out there something. You know, trying to fend off this three-headed golden dragon with their prototype weapons that they were planning to use to invade Earth, and now they have to use on this guy, and then he just comes to town and wrecks shit anyways. Or you could have King Ghidorah be the reason there's a black hole in those black hole aliens universe, and they are the reason, like that's why they have to go inhabit Earth. Who cares? It's an entire universe they can play with now. And a Mechagodzilla movie where Mechagodzilla doesn't fight Godzilla, I find completely and utterly appealing. Like I've always thought, yeah, it's cool that you're designing a robot to fight Godzilla, but what about other kaiju? Like that. That's what I've always wanted to see. I've always wanted to see Mechagodzilla fight other monsters besides Godzilla. Like we've only gotten it as far as self-defense force Mechagodzillas go. The most we've gotten is him fighting Rodan in the Heisei era, and that was super brief and So here's hoping that we get some more, and the fact that this is what they're planning to do and they're going to execute this. Like, yes. Though I am a little like hesitant, or not hesitant. I'm sad for one because they've said there's no possibility of a Shin Godzilla 2. And while I'm not all that upset about that because I don't think Shin Godzilla needs a sequel, it would have been cool to see if homie, the director whose name I can't remember and wouldn't want to try to pronounce anyways, I would like to see his vision of what a Shin Godzilla 2 could have been, you know, but the movie was great by itself and doesn't need a sequel. I am a little worried as to what this means for the legendary Godzilla franchise, because technically the contract for Legendary is up after Godzilla vs. Kong. And if it's done after Godzilla vs. Kong and Toho's planning, and Godzilla vs. Kong comes out in 2020. So if Toho's like, okay, that's cool, we let you do your thing, you made your money, now we're going to take our property back and do our own thing. Which I would have loved to see Legendary's extended universe after that, but if taking away from Legendary and giving it back to Toho means we're going to get a lot more Japanese Godzilla movies, I think I could be okay with that. But I think Legendary has done an amazing job. But it would explain, then this must actually have been in the works, because I just totally connected the dots in my brain here. That would explain why Godzilla King of the Monsters, the sequel movie that's coming out next year, which got pushed back, and I'm fucking annoyed because I would have got to see it on my birthday, but now it's in May instead of March. Not the point. That would explain why that movie, they're throwing all the big name kaiju that Godzilla's ever fought in over the year with Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. They're throwing them in there, and then they're immediately pumping out the Godzilla vs. Kong, because they're going to try to use that franchise while they still have the IP in their hands and just try to milk as much money off of it as possible. And you know that's the plan, because they're about to start filming Godzilla vs. Kong without even knowing any kind of reaction to Godzilla 2. So it's already going to happen. I would have liked to have seen more from Legendary, but who knows? Maybe if Godzilla vs. Kong or King of the Monsters makes $1 billion, and they'll be like, hey, come on, we'll hold on to it and do our own thing, and you can do your own thing, and maybe we can both benefit from this. I mean, Shin Godzilla did freaking gangbusters in Japan, and I don't remember what the numbers were for here, but hey, you never know. So, here's hoping. Nevertheless, super freaking excited that we're getting a Godzilla Cinematic Universe. Can't wait to see what they do. If we're getting more than one Godzilla, if they're gonna do Godzilla and baby Godzillas and Mothras and Rodans and King Ghidorahs and Anguirus. Oh my! I can't wait. I'm so excited. 2020 cannot come fast enough. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for a GCU? Do you also think BvS is better than Justice League? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for listening. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.